In this video, we're going to talk about some of the best neighborhoods in Lubbock that you have probably never even heard of. That's right, folks. Today we are getting to all Lubbock's hidden gems. Let's do this. Number one is Rush and Tanglewood. We've talked about Rush before, but we have never discussed Tanglewood, and it is one of the nicest neighborhoods in Lubbock. We are talking multi-million-dollar homes. Most obscure houses you've ever seen in Tanglewood. It is crazy. It's a great place to go look at Christmas lights, which is fun because we're coming up on Christmas. Ho, 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 everybody. And right across the street is Rush. More affordable neighborhood. Lots of people who probably lived there a long time. That was kind of old money Lubbock back in the day because they got a lot of dough, you know what I'm saying? Most of the houses were built, 60, 70 years ago. Bigger, more ranch style estate homes that are longer, not higher. People with tennis courts, shooting ranges probably, who knows? It's right next to Higginbotham Park, which is one of the most active parks in Lubbock. It's definitely the biggest. Probably not, don't quote me on it. Rush is home to a lot of professors, some students, but not as much as a neighborhood like Tech Terrace or something. Rush is also right next to Greek Circle, and Greek Circle is insane. There are a lot of parties there. There are a lot of shindigs during recruitment week when all the kids come up to school. It is packed to the gap. I mean, it is insane how many people are there. Some of the pros of Rush and Tanglewood are that it's very conveniently located to Tech. Everything that 19th really has to offer, and Quaker. 2-minute drive to Lubbock's probably most famous grocery store, which is Market Street. Everyone loves Market Street here. If you need to get groceries, you are literally right there. It's really a cool spot. And of course, you got all the restaurants that University has to offer, which University is not very far away from either of these neighborhoods. But if you're a college student or professor, being that close to Tech is probably the best thing. So I would say some of the cons of Rush and Tanglewood is that, one, they're very expensive, and two, you are gonna be catching some college students in there. I'm not a college student, but I might run through on the weekend with a kegger or something. You never know. You might see me running through the streets naked. Just could happen, so be prepared if you do wanna move into one of these neighborhoods. But it would be late at night if I did that, so don't really worry about it. And number two is gonna be Cambridge Way. This is one of my favorite neighborhoods in the entire city of Lubbock. I actually own a house over here with my dad. We don't own it. My dad bought it, and I'm a co-owner with him, but I manage it, which is cool. One thing people say a lot in real estate is you want to buy and invest in the path of progress, and this is definitely in the path of progress. A lot of stuff in Lubbock is moving south-southwest, and this is kind of right smack dab in the middle of all that. It's right off 82nd Street and is conveniently located next to everything that 82nd really has to offer. Right across the street, you got a B-Dubs, and who doesn't like B-Dubs? You got Starbucks, you even got a Long John Silver's and KFC. So if you're into that, you need to get grubbing, because you are right next to some of the best food in town. Just kidding, that's not the best food, but it's good food. You're really close to Friendship High School. It's right by Wolfforth. And my favorite thing about Cambridge Way is that it's extremely affordable for being in the best location in town. You've got houses that could run anywhere from $230 all the way up to $350, even $400. A really good mix of values in the homes, and a lot of people love that. It's one of the most family-oriented neighborhoods. I've seen a lot of cop cars driving through there. Cons of Cambridge Way is it's about 15 minutes from Tech, which kind of sucks if you are a student or a professor or work close to the university. The rental we own actually has 3 college students living in it, commuting about 15 minutes to go to campus every day, which they do. And then also there's a big old field in the middle of the neighborhood, which is kind of an eyesore. But hey, you could bring a dirt bike out there, I'm sure, and do whatever you gotta do. Who knows? So just like if you didn't know about one of these neighborhoods when you moved here, it would also suck if you didn't call me when you were moving here. My number is literally right here. I work with a network of agents across the state. If we need to move you here and get you anywhere in this state you wanna be, any city, we're doing it. Just give me a call if you're moving to Lubbock too. I am your guy. Call me with any questions you might have, and we can get you guys here safe and sound. So moving on to numero tres, we have Lakewood. And Lakewood is actually the neighborhood that I own my personal residence. Yes, that's correct. Lakewood is kind of like Cambridge Way in the sense that it's still tucked away, but it's between Milwaukee and Frankfort on 98th. So it's even further south than Cambridge Way is, which a lot of people really love. There are bigger lots. The houses are usually bigger, still in the same price range, which is good. But now you're kind of close to everything 98th has to offer. So you got a lot of shops, you've got a lot of restaurants. They're building like a new hospital right by this area. They've built plenty of new office buildings right by this area. There's just a lot that's growing and moving over there. And it's also very affordable, which is why I picked these last two, is I think people really like the affordability and the niceness of these neighborhoods, which is really difficult to do because you're either in a nice neighborhood, but it's really expensive, super nice neighborhood, or you're in a not nice neighborhood, it's not expensive. That's how real estate goes. So I would say some of the cons is it's also far away from Tech, and you're further south, so you're kind of getting out there in a cowboy territory. You're looking at more cotton fields and all that stuff. There's construction going on over there, so you might need to wear a hard hat when you drive around, who knows. Okay, this one's pretty cool. This is number 4. This is the Ransom Canyon, Buffalo Springs Lake, and Roosevelt area. Yes, We lump 3 areas into one because they're all kind of very close to each other. Ransom Canyon, as the name says, in a canyon, so it's very hilly, and there are really nice houses there as well, but there's also affordable ones. So Lubbock is very flat, so really the only way that you're gonna be getting any other kind of terrain is really in a canyon. But the cool part about it is that there's a lake in the middle of it, and it's a really nice lake. People take their boats out, they do water skiing, water boarding, they probably play water polo, and there's no alligators out there, which is great. What's right next to Ransom Canyon is Buffalo Springs Lake, really its own separate lake, which is kind of cool. And people do the same activities out there, family-oriented area, but more affordable than Ransom Canyon for sure. Cons in Buffalo Springs Lake and Ransom Canyon is that there is an HOA. A lot of people don't like that. So you can't do anything super crazy to your house. If you're wanting to paint your house pink, probably can't do that, but I don't know why you want to do it anyway. Also, you're really 20 minutes, 25 minutes away from Lubbock. A lot of people don't mind that drive, but a lot of people might. And then third, we're looping in the route. Is it Roosevelt or Roosevelt? Roosevelt. Okay. Like Teddy Roosevelt. It's just a school district. It's right in between Slayton and Idalou, and it's great because Roosevelt is one of the most affordable places that you can probably move to 15 to 20 minutes outside the city. I actually just showed a house in Roosevelt yesterday, and I would say it's a really good fit for people. It's a growing community. This school is getting humongous, which is good. Humongous for a small school. It's probably got 100 kids in it. A lot of people who move to Lubbock, they want to live out in the country, especially people who have this idea that Lubbock is, you know, kind of a cowboy western area. They want to live outside of the city. If you want to be more out in the country, this is a good place to look. You are really away from civilization. I mean, there's a lot of 1-acre lots, 2-acre lots, a lot of people with farmland out there. There's tons of cotton, more than the eye can see, oceans. This could be a pro or a con, but the largest cheese manufacturer in the country is actually building their factory warehouse. It's like $1 billion project out in this area. So that's going to bring a lot of people. It's also going to bring a lot of jobs. So if you're trying to get in early and buy some real estate while you can, maybe now it's a good time, because in 5 years it could shoot up in value. But don't take my word for it. That's a disclaimer. I'm not a financial advisor, so don't listen to me. So those were some of Lubbock's best hidden gems. If you're interested in moving here, as always, give me a call. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys on the next one. Toodaloo.